I slept really well last night, so it was wonderful. It was wonderful. I know I had some really weird dreams. I do not remember what they were, but they were really weird. Like one of those, like, ah, yes, this makes sense. And then it's like, you think about it, you're like, no, it in fact does not make sense. And we're not going to try to make sense. And then your brain just forgets about it because it's like, this doesn't make sense. We're going to not spend time and energy thinking about it. And then it forgets what it is. So that's where we're at. But yeah, we're going to make a black-capped chickadee today. Little black-capped chickadee. We are going to be using the black to start. So yeah, it's fine. I do still have morning voice. Oh my goodness, it's so scritchy. It's just like, I sound like a zombie. That's okay. It should get better as the morning goes on. What you doing, Rice Cake? Okay, I can't even see my stitches. Oh boy. My eyeballs also apparently don't want to work. So it's 2, 3, 4. What's up, buddy? 5. This should be 6. What's up, baby? Alright, and then let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we're going to go into this one twice. 2, this one once. This one twice. 2. Was that 2? Is that what is 1? Oh boy, I can't even see. That was twice. Okay. Black yarn is very difficult to see your stitches for. And yeah, I'm sure it literally just looks like a little black blob for you guys. So it's not much different for me. Not much different. Alright, that's a single, and this one will be a double. Or not double, an increase. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna do 1, 2, and then a increase. 2. Come on, black yarn. Black yarn is getting a little tight. And we got 1, 1, and then we'll do an increase. 1 and 2. And then we'll do regular and regular and one more increase. So 1 and 2. There we go. Alright, and now we're going to just do a couple of... Actually, I need to swap to... I need to swap to the white. Let's see here. So... Okay. I'm going to swap to the white. I should probably try to pull up like a picture of a chickadee or something at some point whenever I'm making these, and then we could just have it on the screen so you guys can see what it is that I'm making, because not everyone has probably seen a black-capped chickadee. So they're in North America, but not other places. Is that... yeah, we need to go pretty much all the way around. Actually, yeah, we do need to go all the way around. Okay, come on. Yarn. Oh boy. I can feel a knot! Ah! Alright, let's see here. It's just a little twisted, so it's not terrible. There we go. Sometimes the yarn just gets a little twisted around itself, and then it just makes that. Alrighty. What you doing, Rice? Do good, sir? Do good. You're okay, baby. Oh my goodness. Sweet man. Hey, sir, please don't break down my door. I like my door. You are okay. Alrighty. Rice cake! Don't break down my door! Paws off, please. Walk away. That's not walking away. Walk away. You can walk away from the door. You have windows open. You have your cat tree. You do not. Rice cake. Stop. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. I will barricade myself into this room if I need to. You are not breaking down the door. No, you're not breaking down the door. He's being a spice nugget today. For whatever reason, he woke up on some side of the bed and chose spice. Oh my goodness. He's been a booger all morning, and it's like, okay, this is fine. This is fine. Everything is fine. Okay, so we're going to now swap back to the black. And we're going to do a decrease. 2. And then we'll do one more decrease. Okay, and then we're going to swap to the white. That. And we have that. And this. And this one. And then, oh wait, we need to do another decrease in here somewhere. Let's do one more decrease here. Actually, let's do one decrease here. Alright, that'll be our decrease. We can do our single crochets. And then we're going to swap back to the black. To black. So, one. We're actually going to do an increase here now. And then we're going to go up this way a little bit. And we're going to do another increase over here. There we go. Actually, I don't want to finish that off as black. I want to finish this off as white. There we go. And then, which stitch are we in? I'm going to go here. And then we'll do a increase here. And then we're going to go here and we're going to swap to the black. Rice cake. Stop. Why are you like this morning? What did you wake up to, buddy? Dude, leave it alone. No. Stop this. You are fine. He's trying to wedge himself into spaces that he does not fit in. Yeah, you're causing problems. You're being a troublemaker today. You're being a troublemaker today. Okay. Yeah, you're being a troublemaker today. Okay. And we're gonna go here. Here, we're going to do another increase. How does that stitch look? Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Alrighty. And we're going to do increase, single, single, increase. There we go. This one needs to be an increase. There we go. Okay, let me go look at my picture again and see. Ah, okay. So we're actually going to swap to the gray right here. Okay, so we're going to just take that and pull that there. We're going to snip the white. And we're going to get the white tied off. Let's see here. Where can we tie the white off? I can do it right here, I think. Oops, maybe. Right about here. Come on, yarn. Work with me. Here we go. Alright. I want it to go around a couple of like strands so that it doesn't pull anything too much. Okay. I did not leave enough tail for this. Oh boy. Okay, come on, yarn. We just need you to go through that hole. You didn't go through the hole. Did not go through the hole. Okay, come on. There we go. All right, now we can pull that tight and that will not, so that will be good. Shove that strand in there. Okay. And now we can swap to the gray. We're actually going to be using gray and a tan next. So we'll be done with the black and the white. Do they have black on their tail? Nope, the tail's just gray. Okay. The wings and tail are all gray. But then their belly is like a tan. So that's what we're gonna be doing. That's what we're gonna be doing. Doing all sorts of things. Okay. That's not how I want to attach that. We need to go, oh wait, I see. We need to go here. We need to go here. Then we pull the black in. Then we can grab our gray. And we can pull the gray through and attach it. And there we go. Now we have our gray attached. And we're going to do, we're going to try doing an increase over on this other side. Let's do an increase here. Oops, that's a big stitch. Okay, and then we're going to swap over to the tan. Okay. And we're gonna hope that my skeins of yarn don't roll away, because these ones, my tan and my gray, I rolled into balls because they were getting too tiny. And yeah, so they might potentially try to roll away. And yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will in fact be fine. Okay, so now we're going to attach the brown, the tan. Whoops. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's that. And then we'll go here. 1, 3, and we'll do an increase. You know what? I actually really want to, let's finish the black. So let's tie off the black so we can get that one out of here. Let's see here now. Where can we attach the black to? We should be able to go right like this. Oh, did we split the yarn? There we go. All right, 1 and 2. Perfect. And then that can just go in there, and that'll be fine. Perfect. Okay, cool. Cool. We got all of that sorted, and now we could just keep going around with our little brown. Alrighty. Let's see here. We're gonna go here. And here. Oh, my yarn is going places. Traveling yarn. Oh dear, oh dear. Alrighty. And then let me think. Yeah, we'll have. No, we need to switch to the gray because we need the gray to slowly creep over into the tan. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have the gray slowly creep over into the tan. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So we'll just do like 1 stitch there into the tan. And then we'll swap sides or swap colors. Go back around with the tan. I think that should be, yeah, that should be about the size that we want our chickadee to be. So that should be good. Should be good. And then yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, and that might actually be as much as we want to creep over. Wait, no, we want the gray to creep over into the tan. That's why. Okay. I need to swap to the gray. There we go. Okay, that's better. Oh my goodness, there's so many birds outside. Rice Cake's watching them now. What is that? What is that bird? Cardinal. That's what that bird is. It's a cardinal. It would be so much fun to do some birding again. Oh my goodness, it would be so much fun. Okay, let's swap back to the tan. We need the tan to go over the gray. Okay. Something like that. And I'm just going to pull the gray a little bit tighter. Oops, there we go. Alrighty. We'll do this one with tan, and then we'll swap to the gray again. much more do we got? All right. I think, yeah, we don't need to, yeah, we're good with crossing over into tan now. So we should just stick the colors with their colors now. Yeah, come on, yarn. There we go. Here we go. Oh, you know what I should do? We should put the eyeballs on. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the front. So this is the front of the bird. So this is the front, and this is the back of the bird. They kind of have like this little like black bib type of thing. So they have the black cap, and then they have this black bib. And yeah. Let me grab my eyeballs. Not my eyeballs, but my eyeballs. I'm just gonna grab my eyeballs. It's fine. It's normal. It's fine. Okay, that's 3 eyeballs. I do not need 3 eyeballs. I only need 2. Grab our little stoppers. And that is 2 stoppers. Okay, let's see here now. Where do we want the eyeballs? I think a boop and a boop. I think so. I think that will work well. Just gotta find where my thing is. Oh boy. Okay, and make sure that I don't catch any strands of yarn in the process. Nope, that's catching a strand of yarn. There we go. Okay. Okay, there's one eyeball. We need the other eyeball. Nope, that's catching a lot of strands of yarn. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. There's our little eyeballs. Alright, so that's good now. Oh dear. Something is wonky with the tan and the gray. Oh, you know what? I did do a thing. Okay. We're gonna fix this because that's gonna drive me insane. Yeah, we're gonna go all the way back and fix that because we did not line up the tan and the gray with the front of the bird. Did not line them up. Okay, so if we do it this way, so you guys can kind of see, this is like half of the bird from the side. So this tan started way further up than this tan, and that's a problem. Tis a problem. So we're going to fix that by doing more tan on this side. It's actually a fairly big problem too, because that side is going to creep more towards the front faster than the other side will. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. It's just a little bit of a big problem. Oh, I need to make sure that that is like that. Okay. Yeah, that's there. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. And then, you know what? I actually want to try something. I want to try snagging both of these and pulling it through just to try to make this stitch a little bit tighter. All right, and now we're going to have the gray start to creep onto the tan. So we're going to do, oops, that's a big stitch. Have the gray creep a little bit. I'm going to do 2 of these. Okay, and then I need the tan to come over and across. We're going to do that. And then we're going to try doing the same thing here. We're going to take a little bit of this, stick that over into there. We're going to do this. We're going to grab both of these, pull them both through so that those stitches will hopefully be a little bit tighter. Okay. Did I do enough increases yet? I don't think I did. I do not want to do an increase on that side, actually. We can do an increase here. And we can do a increase over here. Do one more, then we'll do the increase. There we go. All right, and I wanted the gray, actually, nope, 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 nope. We need to do 2 grays here. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 grays here. Okay, let's see here. How is yarn? Yarn needs to go this way, and gray needs to come this way. Come on, gray. There we go. All right, so we're going to pull that through there. I'm going to grab a little bit extra. Okay, and then we'll go through here. Grab both of these. Pull it through. And go like that. There we go. Okay. And then, oh, and an ad break. Okay, that's fine. That's a cat fur. We're going to do an increase over here. I think that'll be the last increase that we do. And then we're going to do 1 gray. Oops, yarn? What are we doing here? Here we go. Okay, we're just getting all sorts of twisted. That's fine. Tis fine. Okay. That. And then we're going to swap to the tan. Okay, go here, grab both of those, and we'll go like that. Whoops, like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we should be good with increases, so we don't need to worry about those anymore. Oh my goodness, my yarn is getting all sorts of twisted and tangled. All sorts of twisted and tangled. Okay, let's check our cross section again. I thought that was an eyeball for once, and I was like, wait a minute, how did I get 3 eyeballs on here? We did not, in fact, get 3 eyeballs on there. It was just playing tricks on me. Okay, so now we need to swap back to the gray. And hopefully, oops, let's pull that a little bit. I'll go there and we'll snag that. And then we can go like that. There we go. Okay. All right, and now we should be good to just keep lining up the tan and the gray. We should be good to do that now. So we just go to the end of the gray and then we swap over to the tan. There we go. Whoops, okay. The yarn is very tangled at the moment, but that's okay. It is okay. Okay, so yeah, we need the gray to go over the tan. Tan go under the gray. And then we're just going to pull that through. Pull that a little bit tighter. Pull this a little bit looser. And then that needs to stay over there. This needs to go through here. And then we'll grab both of those. Whoops, we only grabbed one. There we go. Now we got both. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alrighty. So black-capped chickadees are like super cool. They're super cool birds in general. But they, if you whistle, they will sometimes follow you. It's like it's super cool. They're fantastic little birds. They're super cool. So they're chickadee call. So whenever like people like usually think of chickadees, they think of like the chickadee dee dee dee. That is actually a warning call. So that means hazard, danger for a bird, not necessarily for people, but for birds. They have like a whistly call as well, and that's kind of like their sing-song type of thing. 'Cause they are a songbird. I think they're a songbird. Yeah, they're a songbird, and they have just like a normal sing-song whistly thing. It's quite fun. Quite fun. Okay, what is happening here? How about we just detangle the yarn? That sounds like a fantastic idea. There we go. Yarn has been detangled. Okay. So we're gonna be swapping over to the tan. And we're gonna go here. Whoops, that split the yarn. Oh, you guys can't see. My hands are just trying to go super far away, and I don't know why. They're just trying to go places. Yeah. Oh, we have a cat. Oh, the camera's a little off center. Okay, I'll have to fix that later. I will fix that later. Oh, I didn't add my thing back on. Those things need to be on. That needs to be on. That needs to be on. Okay. I think I have all of the channel point things on now. Let's double check here. Yeah, they're all on. Okay, cool. Cool. I forgot to swap that. Because yesterday we did Minecraft and I didn't want the left-handed crochet one to be on because I wasn't crocheting. I can't swap the left-handed if it's yeah, stiffs. Okay. So I need a bird. All right, we're going to actually do one more tan over here just because it's starting to get that. Yeah, you can kind of see that where this one is a gray. So this one's a gray and this one's a tan, which means that our yarn is slowly shifting, or the rows are slowly shifting. And we need to make sure that they don't shift too far out of place. Otherwise we'll have problems. Not really problems, but it could get a little wonky looking. Could get a little wonky. I mean, all of the birds look a little wonky, so, you know, it's fine. Sometimes things will just look a little wonky. I wonder if they look wonky because I do increases. I wonder if I didn't do increases or if I don't do decreases and I just do increases. I wonder if that would make them look a little less wonky. Because I think the ones that look least wonky, like this little guy, I only did like 1 or 2 decreases instead of like going all the way around and doing decreases like 3 or 4 times. And same with this guy. I only did like a couple of decreases and they look the least wonky. Whereas like this guy looks super wonky because there's a whole bunch of decreases going between the head to the body. So maybe the wonkiness is because of the decreases before we swap to the body. Maybe we don't do those decreases anymore. We'll see. We might try that on the next bird that we do. And we'll see. I think we're only going to get this one chickadee done. Just because of time. But we shall see. We shall see. Well, we're getting close to being done with this guy's body, so then we just have the wings, tail, and beak to do, which shouldn't take too terribly long, but you never know. You never know. Chaos might strike again. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, and actually, I think, yeah, we're going to finish we'll do the gray for this one, and then we're going to start doing some decreases. Oh, I didn't do the thing. Oh well. That's okay. That's fine. That is fine. Come on, yarn. Yarn. There we go. Whoops. There we go. And then we'll swap to the tan. big stitch right there. Okay. And we're going to start doing decreases. So we're going to do, oh wait, I know what I was doing for decreases. We need to do, we have to go into these stitches here. Because when I was trying doing front loop only, it wasn't giving enough of a ridge. It needed to be a little bit more of a ridge. But I didn't like doing the full front post because that was too much of a ridge. So I'm just going right through the middle of the post, like the stitches. Whoops. Just going right through the middle of the stitches. And that seemed to work. Seemed to work very well. Okay, I need to, that'll be fine. Okay, and then we're gonna go here. These stitches are just very tight, which is what I want, but that just makes it a little bit tricky to get into them. This makes it a little bit tricky. I mean, I could just go through one of these sides and call it a day there, but ideally, I would like it to be connected to more than just one strand, but some of these stitches are so tiny. So tiny. Okay. All right. Lots of thinking. Lots of thinking. Oh boy. Yarn. There we go. We're using all the brain capacity right now. Oh dear, dear, oh dear. Okay, we could do this. We'll grab yarn. And then we swap to the gray. Actually, no, I don't want to swap to the gray yet. I think I can go to both of these on this side. Come on, yarn. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Almost. Almost. There we go. We got it. We got it. Oh, okay. There's that one. All right, yeah, I think we're just going to go into one. Okay, and now we'll swap to the gray. And we can start doing some decreases with gray. Oops, there we go. Oops, that's not what I want. I don't want to do a chain stitch. Why am I trying to do a chain stitch? It's not anywhere near what I want to do. Okay. Oh, come on, yarn. Yarn! Yarn! There we go. We got it. One. And then there's a chipping sparrow outside. He goes cheep 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 cheep. Oh my goodness. Yeah. There we go. Yarn. There we go. Okay. Got that one. And then we'll just go into this one here. Do another decrease. I think we might be at the point where we can just do decreases all around. Oh, I'm throwing stuff. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. All right, we got one and we got a to, whoops. Oh, I need to swap to the tan, actually. Swap it over. Okay, and we should be good to just do our regular things now. Righty. I think, okay, come on. How about we not do terrible things? Okay, we got that one, and we got that one. Let's do a decrease. Oh, I need to stuff this. We need to stuff this before we get any further, otherwise it's going to be a pain to try to stuff. Okay. Just grab some for the head. There we go. Okay, that's for the head. More. Body. What you doing, Rice Cake? Yeah, you do good? You do good. Righty. There we go. Okay, and now we have that stuffed. Cool, 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 cool. I need to give myself a little bit more space. No, sir, you cannot go up there. Rice Cake. No, come on, get down. Hey, buddy, come on, get down. Let's go. Let's go. No, you were trying to pee up here earlier. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move. Let's move. You're not peeing up there. No, I gotta clean up there first. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. No, I gotta clean up there before you can go up there again. You're not allowed up there. And you're a spice nugget. You don't get to go places. Okay. Let's see here. All right, I think we're good now. Let's do this. Let's get all of this back in order. So much yarn everywhere. So much yarn. Okay, and I think we're actually going to just stick to doing the tan the rest of the way around. Oh my goodness, some of these stitches are so big. Let's see here. Can we try and patch up some of these stitches? I think we can. There we go. All right, I think we patched up those stitches pretty well. And we should just have 1, 2, and 3, and that should finish off. Actually, I want to, let's just grab both of these together. Finish this off. Grab these scissors. Ow. Don't poke yourself with scissors. It's hazardous. Okay. And now we can tuck these away. There we go. Alrighty. There we go. We have, oh, we gotta hide that end. We're gonna hide that end, his little antenna. Let's let's see here. I think it's right here. Sure, go with that. No one will see it anyways because it's black. There we go. Okay. Oh, I think I pulled a bunch of the stuffing out of his head. Yes, I did. There we go. That's better. Alrighty. Now that we have that, and he stands up, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Alrighty. So, I'm pretty sure they have a... Yeah, they have a black beak. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do the beak real quick. And then we can do the wings and the tail. Okay. So we're just going to do 1, 2, and come on, yarn. What are we doing here? 3. His beak is going to be very not noticeable, but that's okay. Chickadees have super tiny beaks anyways, so that is okay and kind of accurate that you'll barely be able to see his beak because you barely can see their beak anyways. They have such tiny little beaks. Oh my goodness. It's just a little nub. Honestly, I think we're just going to do one more stitch. Okay, come on. Oh. Nope. That did not do anything. Okay, come on, yarn. There we go. And then pull that out. We go like that. We do 2 chains. Clip it. Clip, snip, snip a clip. And then pull that tight. And then we will, let's go in here, go in there. Actually, no, we're going to use this. Because there's just like so much stuff that's inside of the bird. Like there's so many color changes and all of that stuff that trying to use the hook is just going to catch on everything. And it's going to be a pain. So we're just going to use little needle to hide our ends places. So that will be so much better. So much better for everyone, including our little burb. There we go. Alrighty, we have our little beak. We have a little beak. You guys can probably see it better if it's on its side. So, yee, little bird. Take a dee. Alright, we're gonna do the wings. So the wings are gonna go on the side. From the side, it actually doesn't look that bad. But from the front, he looks kind of wonky. The side doesn't look bad, though. Okay. Wings. Let's get him some wings. Which flavor wings shall we do? Alright. We're gonna do the gray. Gray wings. Alright, we're going to do So we gotta start with the back. So we're gonna go here. And I think we're only gonna do 10 stitches for this guy's wings because he's a little bit shorter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have slip stitch and slip stitch. Now we're just doing single crochets. I think we're still going to do the increase every third stitch though. I think that isn't going to change between the size of the wing. Just because maybe it would change if we have a bigger bird. But I think for smaller, it's not going to change. If anything, we would have to do more increases the smaller the bird, and fewer increases the bigger the bird. But that's okay. We don't have to worry about that right now. So 1, 2, 3. So this will be an increase. And then 1, 2, 3. So this will be an increase. And then we're going to have 2 slips, 1 slip, 2 slip, and then we're just going to turn around and do 3 slips, 1, 2, 3, and then single. Oh, we have an ad going. So sorry, I forgot to warn you guys. 2, 3, and an increase. Actually, I don't think I need to do an increase there. I don't think we do increases on the 3rd row. We're at least not going to do increases for this guy. We'll see how this looks. There's that, and then we'll end with 2 slips. 1 and 2, and then we just need to attach this right here with another slip stitch, and then we'll do a couple of chains, and we will snip that. Okay, and there is the bird, one bird wing. That looks good, I think. I think that looks nice. Okay. And then we'll get the ends in a bit. You know what? I'll get the ends in now since we have an ad break. We'll just do the ends now. Right here. There is that one. Whoops. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Awesome. And then we're gonna go here. And we're gonna go here. Whoops. All right, and we're back from ads. So we just finished this wing. I'm just weaving in the ends real quick, and then we'll swap over to the other wing. Okay. All right, we got one wing done. So now we're going to swap over to the other one. Let's do, whoops, let's get the black out of there because we don't need extra yarn wrapping around stuff. We really don't. Alrighty, so we're going to start in the back again. We're going to start here, I think. Yes, right here. And we did 10 stitches, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and then we're going to do 2 slip stitches. So 1 slip, 2 slip, and then we do single crochet. 1, 2, 3, oops, I don't need to count. I don't need to count. There we go. Oh dear. How about we not put yarn on computer? So that could push buttons. I don't want buttons to be pushed. Alright, there we go. So we got that finished, and now we're going to attach it here. Okay, with a slip stitch. And now we're going to go back. What is that bird? 1, 2, 3. So we do an increase in this 3rd stitch. And then 1, 2, and 3. So we'll do an increase in this stitch. And then why do I only have 1 slip here? What did I do? I don't know what I did. We're gonna do a slip stitch here though. So this increase is a slip, and then we'll have a slip here, and then we'll turn around. We'll do slip here. 1, 2, 3 slips, and then regular stitch, single crochet, all the way until we have 2 stitches left. And then we do 1 slip and 2 slip. What's up, Race? What you doing, good sir? And then we attach it here with a slip. And we do a couple of chains, 2, and then we will snip the yarn. My goodness, sir, what you doing? You're okay, buddy. All right, and there is those wings. So now we're going to weave in these ends. Oops, come on, yarn. There we go. Actually, I want to snip this a little bit shorter, just so it doesn't pop out the other side, because it's gonna try. It might still try to pop out the other side. Yep, it still popped out, but we can just pull that and that will make it disappear. So we are all good there. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go down this side here and go here. There we go. And then we're gonna do that, and we can pull that in there. Alrighty. Alright, and there's our wings. This one wing does look smaller than the other. I'm not sure why. I wonder if I didn't count stitches right. Oh well, that's okay. Rice Cake, what are you doing? Leave it alone, buddy. You cannot go over there. You're not breaking my door. No, sir. No, sir. Alrighty. So now we just have the tail. Just have the tail left. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should do that. I can try to get that set up. There is technically a new command that you guys can do. I think it's bird. Whoops, let me double check that. Whoops, oh my goodness, what is going slow? Something is going slow. Commands. Yeah, if you do bird. Let's see here. It will pop up, should pop up a little bird on the screen. There he is. And he'll just like bobble around across the screen for a few minutes. I think I set it to 10 minutes is how long he'll bobble around for. But you can technically do the command every 5 minutes. So you could technically make a whole swarm of birds. By whole swarm, I mean you could have 2 that you personally put up there at a time. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get it where I can have the different birds that we make go up there. So like you could do chickadee, or you could do hummingbird. Rice Cake, why are you being a menace today, buddy? You need to chill. Dude. No. You are fine, Bubbas. No, sir. He's literally trying to break down my barrier that I put for him to get to the door. Because he wants to just break down my door. For whatever reason, he wants to break down my door. And I set up a barrier so he can't break down my door. And now he's trying to break down my barrier. I'm like, dude. Yeah, you. You're being a menace. It's you. You're being crazy guy today. We're going to do an increase here. There we go. And then do that one. And we'll do that one. Do an increase here. Okay. Oops. All right, and then we need to do increase in this one and an increase in this one. So the first row for the tail, we do 1 increase. And then for every row after that, we do 2 increases. And specifically, they are right along the edges, or right along like the sides, because that will make the tail fan out. That's like the cool thing about increase stitches, is that you can use them for shaping. So depending on where you put your increase stitches and even your decrease stitches, it will change the shape of the thing that you're making. So by putting all of the increase stitches right along the sides here, it's basically forcing the stitches in those areas to fan out more, which is what keeps the tail flat, which is very nice. So we definitely want it to be flat. And 1 and 2. Okay, and then we just need to go to the other side, do a couple of those stitches over there. So we're going to do 1, 2, and then we will have 2 increases. Actually, no, we don't even need the increases there. We're gonna do, whoops, we're gonna start doing our, and then another thing that I do for finishing off this is that I just go into 2 stitches together, and that will actually, I need to do 1 increase here because that will make it kind of flail out at the side and give it more of a rounded edge versus a, what's it called? Oh, we do not need yarn on there. Yeah, if I did a, if I can speak, I don't know if I could speak today. If I just do single crochets, it'll kind of make more of like a sharper edge, so it'll be more square-like, versus if I do some increased stitches, it'll try to push those stitches out, and so it'll kind of make it a little bit more rounded. So we try to do a little bit of rounding along the sides. And 2. So you can kind of see how that kind of rounded it out. Versus if I stopped here, it's like that's round. Versus if I stopped here, it kind of has like a, it looks unfinished. Which there could be some bird that has more of like a ruffled tail, and so like maybe I would want to have that particular type of shape for some bird that I do. But not for this one. Not for this one. What is he doing? His wings are going all sorts of directions. Alrighty, so we're going to try and hide this yarn. We're just gonna go right like that. We're gonna go right down there. Even the chickadee didn't take that long. My goodness, only took a little over an hour. Okay, and then this one. Let's see here. I want this to go in and then in. There we go. I mean, these birds are like pretty simple. They're really not too difficult. Not too difficult. Alrighty, there we go. Let's see here. Okay, so, and yeah, there we go. We have our little bird. Have our little bird. A cute little bird. He's a very cute little bird. Oh, we got a cat fur on our bird. There's a tail. It looks a little bit wonky. I think I put more stitches on this side than on this side, but that's okay. And we got our little wings. We got the little bird. Whew, we're gonna fly. Hello, Crafty Declan. How are you? And welcome in. Yeah, we just made a little bird. He's a little black-capped chickadee. Oh my goodness. He's a little wonky. We specialize in all things wonky. But, you know, sometimes things are just a little wonky, and that kind of makes them a little bit cuter. How is your day today? Let's see here. Okay, what do I want to do? That kind of crochet wonky is good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have lots of wonky birds. I think this one is probably the most wonky bird that we have. his head is very wonky. Compared to like this little guy who's super cute. Like this one's really nice. I like this guy. This guy's very wonky. But yeah. They're lots of fun though. Lots of fun. But that's kind of like what like crochet is though, is it's like you can do whatever. you can experiment. Working on the cowl. Oh, I realized it was too small and I'm frogging a lot. Oh no. Well, if it's any consolence, this is what will happen if you don't frog your projects. They will look extremely wonky. This is my Frog It Frog as demonstration for if you never frog your projects and you just keep going. They look very wonky. Oh my goodness. A little Frog It Frog. But yeah, the little bluebirds. Little bluebirds. We made bluebirds. So far, we have 3 little birds. So we have bluebirds. We just made the chickadee. And then we have little hummingbirds. I really like making birds. Birds are fun. Here, we can... Let's see here. Pull up my things so that we can... They're a little bit tricky to see sometimes because my lighting is not great. But, you know, we try our hardest. We have... 3 little burbs. 3 little burbs. I'm probably gonna make a couple more chickadees. I think I typically try to make like 3 or 4 of each type. So this was the first chickadee I made in a while. What's up, Rice Cake? What are you doing? You being good? Yeah, you have eye boogies. Can I clean your eye boogies? No, you don't want me to clean your eye boogies? But I want to clean your eye boogies. You got eye boogies! Ah! So yeah, I'll probably make some more chickadees. Debating... I don't know what I did with this wing, because one of these wings is bigger than the other. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, sir. Where are you going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I still did all 10 stitches. I don't know why one of the wings looks bigger than the other. Interesting. Rice Cake, what you doing up there, buddy? You're being a menace today. It could be tension. Because the thing was, when I counted 10 rows to go across, but then when I got to the second row, I was 1 stitch short. So I'm almost wondering if I missed a stitch somewhere, and I didn't go into one. Let's see here, because this should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I missed a stitch somewhere. That's why. I don't know where I missed a stitch, but I missed a stitch somewhere. Oh, wait, is he right there? Is that the stitch I missed? No. Something wonky is going on here, so I'm guessing I missed a stitch somewhere. That's probably what I did. Oh my goodness, there's a cat. Cat attack. But yeah, that's alright. It's not super noticeable. I don't know what I did here. It's a little... That's probably the more noticeable thing is the... whatever this is. But that's okay. It will be okay. Plenty of birds out there with wonky wings. Oh, absolutely. There are lots of burbs with all sorts of wonky things. I mean, there are birds... I forget what bird it was. There's a bird that literally looks like a Muppet. Like, it looks like a hand puppet. Like, if you look at it, it just looks like a hand puppet. And I'm like, how is this an actual creature? Everything about it just looks not creature-like. I'm like, oh my goodness. I could literally make a sock puppet and it would look like that bird. I forget what bird it was. It was some weird bird. Somewhere in the world. Let's see here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I guess we can we can make one more, I think. Yeah, we'll make one more today. Maybe we'll, I don't know if we'll get to the wings and tail and whatnot, but we'll at least start one and we'll see where we get. We will see where we get, because an hour and a half is not long enough for one stream. We could go a bit longer than that. All right, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And, oh boy. Stitches. Can we function? Arr. Oh no. Yarn. Yarn! Work with me! Okay, apparently I made that stitch way too tiny. It does not want to be used. Alrighty, and we're gonna go there. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And now we can, there we go. Now we can go into that stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I made this stitch too big, and there's going to be a hole at the top of our chickadee's head. That's okay. And that will be fine. It will indeed be fine. Okay, and we're going to do 1, whoops, and 2. And we're going to hide that tail inside of the head. 1 and 1, 2. So I pretty much do an increase every other stitch for this first row. Did I do an increase in that one? Was that one an increase? Oh my goodness, I can't see. Yes, that one was an increase. So that one's a single, so this one's an increase. And I think that should be, let's see here. Nope, we got 2 more stitches. So we gotta do single and increase. There we go. All right, and now for the second row, we're going to do 2 singles and then an increase. So 1, 2, and then increase. And 1. Oh boy, yarn, yarn. Oh my goodness. The yarn has lots of tension. Okay, so that was increase. So this is single, and this one's increase. And then, whoops, 1 and 2. And then we do a, oh, we split the yarn. Let's not split yarn. It would be fantastic. All right, so that was single, single, increase. Alrighty. And that should be good. So we're going to do single here, and we're actually going to swap over to the white so we can get our little chickadee. All the colors. It's like the nice thing about like the chickadees is that they have a little bit like the what's it called? I mean, I guess they all kind of have like their own little color variations. So like with the hummingbird, they had, like, they were mostly green, and then they had the red throat, and then white belly, and then some brown on the wings. And then the bluebirds were mostly blue, but then they had 2 colors on the belly, so that was kind of fun. And then the chickadees, they have the black cap, and then the white band going around, and then the black bib, and then tan belly, and everything else is gray. So it's like it's kind of cool seeing all the variations of colors, and like where the colors go and when the colors change and all sorts of things. All the things. All right, so we need to do a full row of white. And we're actually going to try it this time where we don't do any decreases between the head and the body. We're just going to go right into doing increases for the body. I think we're going to try that this time. We're going to see what that does. Maybe that'll make them a little bit less wonky. By the time we get to like 50 birds, maybe we'll have a a basic shape down and understanding what we're doing. Maybe by then we'll have a better idea. Because I don't really follow patterns. I just kind of make it up as I go. And yeah, it's fine. It is all fine. All right, so we have that. And actually, we're going to keep going around. Color changes look good too. I can't make them like that I've done in Fusta. Creatures in fact don't have the patience. Yeah, I don't really follow patterns. I mean, it's like I learned when I was like 10 or something, like 10 or 12. And I just I did not care to like learn how to do patterns. But the person that taught me how to do like increases and decreases and single crochet. And so I just made stuff up on my own. Like I made blankets, but then I like purposefully added like increases or decreases so that then they would like wrap around. So I ended up learning like the shaping before I learned how to read patterns. So by the time I was like trying to actually make things, I already understood like what stitches I generally needed to make. Now, it's not going to be perfect, hence why we have like 25 different looking birds that all look different, but the shaping I already had a basic understanding of before I even got to the point where I was trying to make things with a purpose. So, yeah, we are about to have an ad here shortly. But yeah, so for color changes, the way I do it, I do it where I partially do the stitch. So like usually if you do a stitch, like you go in, you grab the yarn, you pull it through, and then you pull it through both. Instead, what I do for a color change is I grab the yarn, pull it through, take the one color, if I'm going to be swapping back to it, bring it in, and then I take my secondary color, and then I finish the stitch with that color. And then you can't, oh no, we have an ad, right in the middle of explanation. I'll explain once we finish. But then, yeah, that will make the color changes be a little bit, what's it called? More uniform. It makes it have like a nicer thing. Make stuff up on his own. Oh my goodness. Only been crocheting for a year. Oh my goodness. Well, that's fantastic. That's awesome. Once this ad break gets done, then we can. Yarn. I actually want to try. I've been trying another way for doing color changes because, like, what I'm doing, it ends up making the stitches on the sides be quite loose. So I'm trying to make it where they're a bit tighter, but the tension can't be fully on the yarn because it will it'll end up just pulling the two sides together because I'm swapping colors on like opposite sides of the project. So if I make this middle string too tight, it'll just pull it together and then I'll have a flat project, which I don't want to have a flat project. Oh good, we should be back. Yeah, I'll show you again the color change thing. But it's a little difficult to see on black though, but you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Yeah. So there's lots of different ways that you can do color changes. There's also lots of YouTubers that make like videos so that you can learn stuff too. So it's quite nice. Quite nice. It's quite a good time to learn how to crochet and learn new things for crochet. 'Cause I'm still learning things for crochet as well. There are many things that I do not know because I never learned patterns. So there's lots of things that are out there that I am unaware of. It's like sometimes I'm like, huh, what if I tried doing it this way? And then I find out that like that's actually a thing to do in crochet, and I'm like, oh, well, that would have been nice to know. Oh well, now we know how to do it. It's quite fun. In crocheting over 10 years, there's so much still learning. Exactly. Trying how to read charts. Ooh. I've heard charts are fun. I've heard charts are quite fun. It's like different. It's different in a good way, and there's like lots of different things that you can do with charts that you can't do with just like normal or like regular patterns, because the charts you can get so much more complicated. Because yeah, you basically would have a chart if you make things easier than reading a pattern. Yeah. Yeah. And you can do a lot more complicated stuff, but it still makes sense and is still easy enough to understand. All right, so the way that I do my color changes to get fairly, what's it called? Uh, Easy color changes. So I only partially finish the stitch. So I just go in, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then I complete the stitch. This is with single crochet at least. I complete the stitch with the color that I wanted to change into. And that will have there be like a more distinction between the two colors. And yeah. Whereas if I did it like where I completed the stitch, this little white bar, this white loop would still be black. And so then whenever I do this, then this little piece is still going to be black. And it's basically going to make those horizontal lines going into whatever your other color was that you may or may not want. There might be some projects that you want those little lines going in, but I think for most projects, people don't want those lines. So that's typically the one that I think most people do whenever they are making projects is they'll do it where they partially complete a stitch and then they'll complete it with whatever color they're swapping to. That's the one that I think a lot of people use just because it's easy. It's quite easy. It's not overly complicated. And yeah. All right, we're going to start doing a couple of increases here. Increase. We're only going to do like 3 increases, I think. So, wait, do I want an increase on that side? No, I do not want an increase on that side, actually. Where did that increase go? It was right there. I want the gray, because we're going to be swapping over to the gray once we get back to where the white is at. And I want an increase to be here. I want an increase to be... That's a decrease. That's not what I want. Actually, that was a double crochet. That is also not what I want. Oh dear, my fingers are moving faster than my mind and we're just randomly doing stuff. Randomly doing stuff. It's not what we want. Okay. There we go. All right. And then we're going to do that. So now we're going to swap over to the gray. Alrighty. Yoop. And then whenever I add a color, I just make a slip knot, and then I treat it the same way where I partially complete the stitch. So I partially do the stitch, just grab yarn, pull it through, and then I hook on the color that I'm changing to or adding, and then complete the stitch as if that was just some random yarn. Because then it's already knotted. I don't have to worry about tying it in or anything. It's already knotted. It's not going to come out. And then I just keep going as if nothing happened. And we're going to do a increase on this side. So we're going to do an increase here just to try to push these stitches a little bit further back again. And then we're going to swap to the tan now. All right, we're going to grab the tan. All right, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to make a slip knot. If I can make a slip knot. I have forgotten. There we go. All right, and now we have 4 yarn all coming out of the same project, but once we get a few stitches of tan going, we can make some of these go away. We can make some of these go away. All right, and so we gotta go here. I'm gonna try and keep these stitches a little bit tight so that we're all good. The tan is a little bit of a more fine yarn, like it's a little bit thinner than the white, black, and gray. This is sorcery. I mean, it's just I call it a tangle. That's just a bunch of yarn. All right, we're actually going to be taking out the black and the white because we are actually done with those colors. So let's see here. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of a tail for them. We're going to clip those. We'll get those out the way so that we have less of a tangle and less yarn in the way. And then, so these ends we still have to tie off so that they don't come apart. So what I like to do for tying off is I just do chain stitches, and then because those will automatically make a knot, so I just do 1, 2 chains and then finish it, and then boom, done. And then I could just tuck my yarn right inside the project, and then we do the same thing. We just have to find somewhere that I can attach those chain stitches to. So you're basically like doing like a surface crochet, but specifically just for doing a couple of chains. So you just do chain 1 and 2, and then we pull it through, and then we can make that disappear inside of the yarn, and then it's done, and it's perfect. And now we only have 2 colors again, which is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, and now we can keep it going. Keep it going. Just keep it going. All right, I do want to do a couple more increases. Let's see, when was the last time we did an increase? We have not done an increase yet for this. Okay, so we're going to do an increase right here. And then we're going to do a increase over here. Because, so whenever like you're working in a round with color changes, at least I haven't figured out how to fix it fully yet, but the rows will slowly shift. So they'll kind of slowly start to shift like the opposite direction that you're working at. So I'm working from right to left. So my rows are going to slowly shift from left to right. And if I do an increase on the right of whatever color change I'm about to do, it's going to push those stitches back to the left. Whereas if I swapped colors, so if I swap colors and do the gray and do an increase here, it's going to push all of these stitches this way, which is what I don't want to do because that's just going to make the shifting happen a lot faster, and I don't want to do that. I want to slow down the shifting. So that's whenever you can do, at least for increases, and same for decreases. You'd basically do it the opposite way if you were doing decreases. You want to decrease on the side that will pull the stitches further away from whatever direction it's trying to shift towards. All right, we're going to do one more here, and then we're going to swap over to the tan again. Swap to tan. We're going to There was one project that I think I had like 6 colors that I was doing, and I was like, oh my goodness. That was specifically a practice project though, and I was like, okay, we're gonna practice this and see what's going on. I think that was with the spool knitter, and I was seeing how color changes worked with the spool knitter. So I was just making like a giant cord with lots of colors in it. And it was quite fun. It was indeed quite fun. Maybe I could do the spool knitter at some point. I could make some snakes. Make some snakes. Oh my goodness. All the snakes. All right. So we did one increase there. And I need to do... Okay, so this is the front. And this is the back. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. We got this. We got this. We're gonna go. And we're gonna do an increase here. And then... Oh crap, I actually need to swap to the gray a little bit sooner. Because I'm slowly fading in the gray into the tan. So I want the gray to pull over a little bit further. How many did I do on that side? I did 2 stitches on that side. Okay, cool. Cool. So yes, we're gonna do 2 stitches on this side. And actually what I should be doing, so where's the front? So front is here. So we're just going to slap that down right there. Oh my goodness, we are very far off. Is that the front? Is that the middle? No, actually. This is the middle. That's the middle? Yeah, that's the middle. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're okay. We're gonna swap this one more further back. Okay. Yeah, we'll go right here, I think. Why does that seem... Nope, that's not the middle. We gotta get these lined up. Okay, so yeah, so now the black is lined up, and yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I'm just trying to get this lined up so that I know where approximately I want stuff to go. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we are good. We're good. Everything is good. Okay. I need to have this extend out a little bit. We'll go there. And then we're gonna pull that, and then we'll pull these right like that, and pull both of those through there. Okay, and that should keep that tight. Oh, we are... Oh, I'm throwing stuff. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna untangle our yarn. No! Yarn! Come back here! Alright, yarn has been untangled. Okay. And... Yay. There we go. Go there. Look at deer. Oh, I'm making these stitches very tight. Do not need them to be quite so tight. But that's okay. Alright, and we're gonna do a couple more stitches into tan. Let's see, here's that. Yeah, that should be where it's at about. Okay. We're gonna do one. Actually, yeah, I think I only want to do one. And then maybe one more row of creeping it in. Okay. Swap to tan, and we're gonna grab both of these and go there. Alrighty. Oh, did I do all my increases? Yeah, I think we're good on increases. No, I still need some more increases along the sides. Let's see here. Okay, so I need to do one increase with the tan and an increase. That is not an increase. Oh my goodness. I have forgotten how to do increases. Okay. That is an increase. All right, and now we're going to swap over to the gray. Swap to gray. And we're going to go here. Whoops, come on, yarn. Yarn. Here we go. All right, there we go. That's better. And then we'll go here. That is a very not tight stitch, and that is a hair. There's your hair. There's a big hair. All right. Hello, hair. What did we do? This is unnecessary. Unnecessary. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. And we're gonna go here. Right, this one? Yeah, because I did that one already. Alright. We good. Oh, maybe. Come on, yarn. What are we doing? Oh, I see. That was one of the special ones. Special stitches. One of the special stitches. There we go. That. There's that one, and this one, and this one, and then we're gonna do an increase here. Oops, come on, yarn. There we go, increase. And then I think, let's see, where's that? Yeah, we gotta do 1 and 2. All right, and then that should finish the, yeah, okay. So now we don't need to do, this will be the last time we have to creep our yarn. Basically by creep, I just mean like I'm making it so that the gray is sort of taking over a little bit of the tan. Actually, I think I want to have it be 1 less than that. Yeah, I think I want it to be right there. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay. Nope, I need the gray to go under the tan to try to keep this somewhat organized. There we go. And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna grab both of those. There we go. Okay. I wonder if that would actually be a little bit easier to do. I want to try something. I wish to try something. Okay, so we're going to have that be right there. And then we're just going to hide this strand of yarn inside of all of these stitches. And I'm wondering if that might make, that might help with tension as well. If it's just hidden inside all of these stitches, rather than just going across, it might help with some of the tension. Okay, I do need to have the gray be chillin'. There's that. Okay, and then we're gonna have gray or tan go underneath of gray. And then we'll finish off that there. And then this one is going to need a good bit of yarn to go all the way around. Something like that. Okay. And then we're going to go here. And we're just going to start going all around. That way, if there is any tension, it ends up pulling the yarn around and not directly across, because then it can get it'll try to squish the bird and keep it, it'll make it flatter. It'll make stuff all sorts of wonky. Okay. I feel like my bird command is broken, because I think we've definitely been going for more than 10 minutes, and that bird is still hopping around. Oh my goodness. It's fine. It's fine. You guys can make little birds appear if you do exclamation mark bird. You can make a little bird hop around at the bottom of the screen. It's supposed to go away after like 10 minutes or so, but it's broken. And you could do the command every 5 minutes, but it's a little broken, so you know, we could just have a whole bunch of birds. Let's just have a whole bunch of birds hopping around and it'll be fine. It will be fine. It will indeed be a fine. Okay, so I actually kind of like this a little bit better because I don't have as many yarn just like sitting around in the middle of the project, which is quite nice. Quite nice. It will use a little bit more yarn because I actually have to go, like I have to have the yarn go all the way around the project instead of just, yeah. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will indeed be a fine. Alright, so now we gotta go here. We're gonna finish off that, and we're gonna pull this a little bit tighter. Okay, and then we're gonna go here. Here. Do. Whoops. That one, and then there's that one. Alrighty. I think we're doing pretty good. Let's actually get his little eyeballs on. Actually, let's swap over to the tan real quick so that we don't have 2 loops on our hook. As if we lose his working up pretty fast. Yeah, these guys go super quick. Like I was able to make, like the first one took an hour 15 minutes to make, and that was like with like the beak and the wings, like he was completed within an hour 15 minutes. So these guys go pretty quick. I think the hummingbirds took like or no, the bluebirds. The bluebirds took like under an hour, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna make like 20 of these in one stream. Like this is kind of ridiculous. All right, we're gonna get our little eyeballs on here. Let's see here. I only have black eyeballs, and my eyeballs are quite small right now, so that's fine. But that's okay, because most birds have black eyes anyways. There are a few that have. At least native birds to eastern US. Now, let's see here. Where do we want your eyeballs? Let's see here. Okay, so if this is the front, I'm gonna say we want an eyeball approximately either here. Okay, so if we have one there, we can put one here. I think that's gonna be too close for his face. a little close for his face. Let's stick it back a little bit further. And then this one will go back a little bit further. Oh, but these eyes are all going to be up. I don't want them to be up higher. Oh my gosh, these eyes are so tiny. You know what? Let me see. I think I have some that are a little bit bigger. Hi, baby. You're okay. Okay, so I have either itty bitty, little tiny ones, or jumbo ones. Thinking the jumbo might fit better because this guy is a little bit bigger than all of the other birds. Let's see here. I had a medium size, but I used up all of my medium eyes, so I'm gonna get some more medium eyes at some point. Okay, so there's those ones. Where did the... Oh, there they are. Yeah, come on, Josh. Go back in. Go back in. Oh, maybe. There we go. Oh, sort of. There we go. Okay. All right, and then I just want 2 of these. Oh, no, it fell. Come back. Ah. I kept down. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's stick an eyeball. Okay, so if this is there, stick an eyeball here. And we'll stick an eyeball here. No, here. I think right there. I think that's about there. I have some wonky eyeballs. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Okay, we're going to stick our cap on. There we go. Oh, we have an ad that's about to start here momentarily. So if anyone needs to grab a snack or grab a drink, it is about to be a perfect time to do so. Or grab some more yarn. Pat the cat. Grab a cat, grab a snack, grab some yarn. Just chill. Alrighty, so now that we got the eyeballs on, we're gonna keep it going. Let's see here. Let's move those out the way. Oh, there's our ad. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink because hydration is important. My water is all gone now. Okay, that's sad. That's fine. That is good. Alright, so we're gonna go here. And we're gonna swap over to the gray. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to go here. There. This one is much bigger than all the other guys. That's okay. That's okay that he's a little bit bigger. It's good to have different sized birds. I think it's probably bigger because I didn't do any of the decreases. So, yeah, instead of having like a couple of decreases and then doing some increases, we just went straight to doing the increases, which is fine. It'll make it so that there's less of a distinction between the head and the body. But that also means that he just needs to be a little bit chunkier. Okay, probably another row or two, I think, and then we'll be able to swap over and start doing our decreases and finishing the body. Probably another row or two. We'll see. We shall see. In there. We have to figure out what bird to make next. Oh my goodness. Because if I make 2 birds every stream, and I make about 4 birds of each type, I'm gonna be making a new bird every 2 streams. So it's basically 2 birds per week. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's lots of birds to pick from. There are lots of birds. I'm pretty sure there's like over 300 native birds just where I'm at. So yeah, there's thousands of birds. So we got lots of options. Theoretically, it would only take 500 weeks, which would be approximately 10 years. What's your state bird? I don't know what our state bird is. I'm in PA. So I don't know what PA's state bird is. Is it a cardinal? There's cardinal somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm pretty sure cardinal is somewhere. I could do cardinals. I have made cardinals. I think most of my cardinals are... Oh my gosh, my carrot knows cardinal. Cardinal is Ohio. Okay. That would make sense. Alrighty, let's see here. We got 1 more. Yeah, we're gonna do 1 more row, and then we will start doing our decreases. Oh, the ruffled grouse. Yeah. Oh my gosh, they are very cute. They are very cute. Oh my goodness. Little grouse. They're like they're very small. They're almost, I think they're closer to like quail size. But yeah. Oh my goodness, the ruffled grouse. Yeah. They're very cool birds. Like people like it's like you just said grouse, people think of like, oh, a grouse. Okay. But like they're actually really cool. They're very cool birds. Oh my goodness, they would be basically be making a bowling ball if I made a grouse. They're very round. Very, very round. Oh my goodness. New York is the Eastern Bluebird. Yeah. Yeep. Yep, the Eastern Bluebirds. Oh my goodness. I love bluebirds. They are so pretty. They are very pretty. All right, let's swap over to the gray again. Is there a state that has the chickadee? Or the hummingbird? Because we have the ruby-throated hummingbird, and then I'm doing black-cap chickadee, but like in all honesty, there's not a whole lot of a difference between the looks of a Carolina chickadee and a black-cap chickadee. So, you know, it could be either or. Who knows? Oh my goodness. I could do tufted titmouse too. They're kind of fun. They're quite fun. I'll get to do the little tufts. Oh my goodness, little tufts on the head. Or I could do a sparrow. Could do sparrows. Sparrows might get a little bit complicated because they often have like so many varying colors. Oh my goodness, they could be a little bit tricky Chickadee is Massachusetts. Okay. That's cool. Little bird for one of the little states. Yeah, Sparrow would definitely be a fun challenge. Oh, but there's so many types of sparrows. Like there's song sparrow, there's chipping sparrow. Chipping sparrow would be kind of fun because they have like the little like reddish orange cap on top. What was the other one? There's field sparrow. Um, I know I'm missing so many sparrows. There's so many sparrows. Oh my goodness. They are all lots of fun little guys. Fun little guys. Probably I would do a song sparrow because they're probably like they're the most common where I'm at. Them and chipping sparrows are the most common, aside from the European sparrow or the house sparrow. But those are invasive, so we may or may not do those guys because they should go back to Europe. we need our native species. All right, we're going to do some decreases now, actually. Let's see here. So we're gonna go here. And we're gonna do our decreases. So what I do for decreases, or what I've started doing for decreases for these birds, is I'm doing like a sort of front post stitch in some way, but I'm not going all the way through that first stitch. It's almost more of like a surface stitch, sort of. Where I'm just going in the very fronts of these stitches along the side of them. That way there's like a little ridge that kind of goes around and will make it so that their base is a little bit flatter so that they'll sit a little bit nicer. Or at least that's the goal. It is the goal. So far we've been achieving the goal. So like with this sparrow, you can kind of see that ridge that it makes going around. And that gives it a nice flat base so that he will sit quite nice. Quite nice. And yeah. It's like I tried it where I did front loop only, and that didn't make enough of a ridge. It could have been that I wasn't doing the right ratio of decreases, and that was also an influence in that, but I think I tried it a couple times and it just wasn't working. So then I tried doing like a full front post stitch where I went around the whole post, but then that made too much of a ridge, and I was like, that's doesn't look right. So then I was like, okay, well, what if we just do the front post stitch? Don't even know if that exists, but that's what we're doing. It's like a cross between surface stitches and front post and front loop. It's like the front loop of the front post of the yarn. It's very tight. Very tight. A sparrow would be a fun one, though. Or a warbler. There are so many types of warblers, too. Oh my goodness. Warbler would be fun. Could do the, what is it? The Tennessee warbler. Is it the Tennessee warbler that has the little hook around its eyeball? Like it has like a little like hook looking thing. Is it Tennessee or was it Kentucky? I don't remember which one it was. There's also the American redstart. That would be a fun one. Although it's mostly black, so it'd be very difficult to see what I'm doing. You guys are just gonna see a black blob with some yellow and red. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Oh my goodness. It would be a fun one to do, though. Maybe if I get a better lighting, I could do the American redstart at some point. But I'm gonna try to avoid mostly black birds for a bit until I can get a better lighting. Better lighting, because lighting is quite important. Okay. And so we're gonna do that. Morning dove. I could do a morning dove. Oh my goodness. Oh, they would be. Oh. I would have to change the whole body structure. Because these ones are very much of like birds that are like sitting upright. Whereas morning doves are like, they're quite plump. Quite plump. And they have more of like a forward facing body than a upward facing body. They're very plump and long, yes. Yes, they are. They are so pretty. It would definitely be a different shape, that's for sure. Which I would be down for doing a different shape. Just to switch it up a little bit. Just to switch it up a little bit. And I mean, I could technically still do it in like the same shape as these guys. But I feel like to really, really get the dove, it would have to be a little bit of a different shape. It would almost have to be a different shape a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe just mostly extra plump, but that would be a fun one to do. I'll have to think about it. To think about. I also need to see what colors I have and what I would be able to figure out with the colors that I have. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall indeed see what we make next. Which will probably be on Tuesday. Although we're gonna probably make a couple more chickadees on Tuesday. And then Wednesday we'll probably start with a new bird. All right, I think, yeah, we're gonna finish up. Actually, I need to stuff this. We need to stuff this before we go any further. Alrighty. Let's make a little chickadee nice and round. Nice round chickadee. Oops, what did I just shove in there? I think I just shoved some yarn in there. That's okay. I think the only dove that we have in PA is the morning dove. We might get the ringneck dove occasionally, but I think the ringneck dove is a little bit further south. They are also very pretty though. They're like ringneck doves, from what I've seen, they're like a little bit bigger than morning doves. But then they also have a black ring that goes all the way around their neck. Whereas morning doves just have a couple of black dots, like right around their cheeks. And morning doves are a little bit smaller too. But ringneck doves are super pretty. They have very similar coloration. They just have the band, and then what's it called? Oh wait, I need to not have that over there. Let's have that go there. Let's have this go here. Okay, and I need to start. Oh my goodness, why are some of these stitches so loose? Okay, we're gonna kind of make this go like this a little bit here, so that we can whoops, that's a split stitch. Let's not split the yarn. There we go. Okay, and then I also need to start doing 3 stitches into 1 stitch. Okay, 2 and 3. There we go. Alrighty. 1, actually I want to grab the gray as well. And then we can just tie both of these off together. 1, 2. And then we'll snip and tie those off. Get those nice and tight. Alrighty. There we go. And now we can, so you can kind of see how that made a nice little ridge going around. And then we're just going to hide these tails right inside. Just put them right in there so that they disappear. Poke them in a little bit. There we go. And then he should sit perfectly. Oh my goodness, he looks very cute. Oh my goodness, I love this. I actually kind of really like it whenever there's not any decrease stitches there. I think that looks quite nice. Maybe just like 1 or 2 decrease stitches. I feel like that could probably make it a little bit better, but maybe not like 3 or 4, only 1 or 2. All right, so we're gonna give him a beak so that he doesn't look as wonky. It's a little difficult to tell because he just has such a big black head. But whenever it looks like a little bowling pin. They do look like bowling pins. Yeah. It would be quite fun to make like a little maybe we could make a little bird bowling set. We make a little grouse as the bowling ball, and then we have a bunch of other birds as the pins. Oh my goodness, it would be so funny. It would be too funny. All right, what is that? That 3? That should be 3. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna do 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2. They do look like bowling pins. All of my birds look like bowling pins at first. But I mean, honestly, if you take away like most of the other stuff, birds kind of do look like bowling pins. So, you know, they're kind of asking to be turned into bowling pins. Not the actual birds, but like if you tried to make a bird, if you get bowling pin shape, you pretty much have a bird. So funny. So funny. Alrighty. I want to pull that in a little bit. Okay, that's not gonna work. We're gonna swap to the needle. Okay, we're going to go right there and right there. Don't mind me, I'm just squishing the bird a little bit. Squishing the bird, there we go. Okay, and then there we go. Okay, that's better. Alrighty, and then he has a little beak. We do not need a belly button on our bird, because birds do not have that belly button. Alrighty, there we go. There's a little bird. Now you guys can like barely see him. Oh, there we go. Little bird. It looks so cute. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's see here. We can't have an unfinished bird. We're just gonna finish them. Let's finish them. Alright, so these wings, let's see here. So we're still gonna stick to the gray wings. Because that's what chickadees have. They have gray wings. And I think, let's see here. So if these were 10 inches, or not 10 inches, 10 stitches, and these are 11 stitches, maybe, I think the 11 stitches will still be good. I think 11 will still be good for him. Okay, let's see here. Let's do right here. And I have to start on the back for these. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, and then we're going to do 2 slip stitches. So 1, 2 slip stitches. And then we're going to do the rest of these as singles, so we should get 8. So 2. We're going to count these to make sure that we don't miscount again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. All right, and this is on this side, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna attach it to right there, or the little slip stitch, and turn around. And then we're gonna go back. Oh, my yarn is going places. Okay, that's fine. And then we're gonna do an increase every 3rd stitch. So that was 1, 2, 3. So we'll do an increase here. And then we have 1, 2, 3. And then we do an increase. So then we'll have 2 here. So 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch. All right, and then we're going to skip that first slip stitch and go into the second one and do another slip. And then we do 2 more slip stitches. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do regular crochets. 2, 3, all the way up. I think we're just going to do 1 slip stitch in this very top one. Just going to do 1 slip here. And then we will do 1 more slip to attach it so that it stays right with the body. 1, 2, 2. Okay. And then we will snip that. And we have 1 wing. 1 wing. Yeah, these guys go super quick. They're pretty quick. I mean, his wing could probably be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. That is okay. Ah, I'm throwing stuff. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this stitch. I'm really throwing stuff today. My goodness. Alrighty. Let's get these tucked in. We probably could have made the wing a little bit bigger, but oh well. It's alright. He'll just be a baby. Give him super tiny wings and super tiny tail, and he'll just be a fledgling. It'll be fine. We got lots of fledglings going around right now. Oh goodness. All the baby birds are the baby birds. Alright. Let's see. Where does this... Okay, this one wants to go here. That's where it wants to go. Sometimes you gotta figure out which direction the tails are trying to go in. Because if you try to weave it in a direction that it doesn't want to go in, it's just gonna end up popping back out. So, sometimes you gotta try to figure out where it wants to go, and then figure out where the best place for it to go is. And then hope that you can get it to go into a decent spot. Alright, there we go. His head is a little bit flat. Why is our head a little bit flat? Let's get some more yarn into your head, buddy. We need you to have a nice, solid brain so that you aren't a bird brain. Because you're not a bird brain. You're going to be a very smart bird. Very smart bird. You're going to sing all the prettiest songs. And yeah. Alright, we have our one-winged bird. Yay. All right, now we got to do the mirror opposite of that. Oh my goodness. It's like part of the difficulty sometimes is having to do the same thing, but mirrored, which isn't too difficult, but it can be. All right, so we're going to start in the back again. And we're going to do 11 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to do 2 slip stitches. 1, 2. And then we're going to do single stitches going all the way up. Wait, did I do 10 on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. It's fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine. It will be okay. Whatever I did, it'll be fine. Oops. There we go. And there we go. So I feel like I did 2 slip stitches, and then I only counted to 8 for the single crochets. But there should have been 9 if I did 11 stitches. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. This is what happens when you don't follow a pattern. You have no idea what you did. You just do stuff and hope for the best. Alright, so we did a slip stitch. You also have to remember what you did. That's the hardest part, is remembering. Alright, so we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. So we'll do an increase here. We do have an ad that's about to start here momentarily, so if anyone needs to grab a snack or grab a drink, it's about to be a good time to do so. 2 and 3. So this one will be an increase. And then we have 2 slip stitches. So slip stitch and slip stitch. And then we're just going to turn this around. We're going to skip that first slip stitch and do 3 slip stitches in these next ones. 2, 3. That's a slip stitch. There we go. Alrighty. And then we're going to do single crochets all the way up. Except for the last stitch, I guess. And there's this one. So this one's a slip stitch. And then we're going to attach it right here. Right here. Oops, why is that so loose? I don't want that to be so loose. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then 1 and 2. There we go. Alrighty. And yeah, so that we'll set that aside for now. We gotta get our little things in. Okay, where does this one want to go? This one wants to go backwards. So we're gonna stick him into here. And then we'll go down. There we go. Oh, sweet, we're back. Yay. I feel like every 30 minutes is too often for ads. But the options were like 1.5 minutes every 30 minutes or 3 minutes once an hour. And I'm like, that's a long time. That's a long time. I don't know. I don't know what the best thing is yet. We'll figure it out at some point. Okay, let's see here. Let's go there. And Go there. There we go. All right, we got our 2 wings. Yay. All right, we got our wings done. They could definitely probably be a little bit bigger, but oh well, that's okay. Why are they so far backwards? I don't know. That's okay. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're in the same spot on both sides. So, we got the wings done. So now we just need to do the tail. And then this little guy will be done. Alrighty, so for the tail, I actually do the tail a little bit different than the wings. So the tail, I actually make a little loop. So we're gonna go, we did like surface crochet for him. So we just, typically I'll do like 6 to 8 stitches around. So 1, 2. All right, I need to head out. Yeah, you're all good. Time for some lunch and more crocheting. Definitely come. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your lunch and definitely do stuff that you gotta do. You are all good. And we will talk again at some point. It was lovely chatting with you and getting to meet you. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna go here. 5 and 6. Oh, maybe. There we go. Maybe 6, 7. And then this should be 8. Should be 8. 8. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that's 7. This should be 8. There we go. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go here and we're gonna do an increase. So that was 1 stitch and 2 stitch. There we go, and then we'll get a 1. I don't need to count. We're just gonna go over here. Whoops, right here and do another increase. Alrighty, and then we go down here. Whoops, there we go, that's better. We go there, and we go there, and then we're going to do an increase here. And an increase here. There we go. Oh my goodness, we're going to need to do our hand stretches once we finish this bird. My goodness. I'm making these stitches so tight. Very tight. Okay, 1. I don't need to count. I do not need to count. No counting. Done too much counting already. Alright, now we're going to do increase and increase. There we go. And then we'll go here and here. This one. And then we need to do an increase here. 2, and then we're going to do 1 stitch here. Alrighty. So now that we got all those good, now we're going to go here and here. So now we pretty much are going to finish off the tail by just going through both sides of this little flat surface thing that I got going on. And then we're going to do, yeah, that one's a regular, and then we're going to go here, and we're actually going to go into this stitch again here because I need more stitches on this other side. And then we'll go here, and we'll do that, and then how many stitches do we have on this side? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 on that side, so now we need to have 4 on this side. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then this one should be 4. There we go. Okay, 2 chains. And we'll go there. And then, alrighty, that should be a good. Let's grab our little needle and weave in these ends here. Let's see here, should be able to go right down there. Oh, come on, stitches, work with me here. Did we not? There we go. Just gotta figure out where the stitches are and then we can get the needle to go into them because I don't want to like split any stitches while I'm trying to get the needle to go in. So that could end up just fraying the yarn a little bit. Okay, where is my needle? There's my needle. Some of these stitches are a bit tight. Just a bit tight, but that's okay. There we go. Alrighty. So now we got that side in, and now this side. Let's see here. Oh, this side's going to be really nice to go in. I think we can make it go in through there. Oops. Into there, and then right down there, and all the way over. Alrighty, and this should finish up this bird. Oh, come on, yarn. What are we doing? What did we get stuck on? Okay, there we go. There we go. Alrighty, and there's our bird. There's our little bird. Alrighty. Righty-o. We have a little bird, and he's got little wings. Yay, little baby bird. He's a bigger bird. Alright, so we got 2 chickadees now. 2 little chickadees. They're very cute. Cute little burbs. Alrighty. We are going to end it here for today. This was wonderful. We made 2 birds. Oh my goodness. I actually really like this guy. I actually really like that it didn't decrease. I really like that. I feel like the wings need a little bit of work. But I actually really like not decreasing it. I do really like that, actually. That's quite nice. Alright, well, we are going to end it here. I appreciate all you guys that stopped by. Been wonderful chatting with all of y'all. And let's see here. I will be back on Tuesday, right? Today's Sunday. Yes, today's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday evening around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll probably be making more chickadees unless chaos happens, because chaos happens and you have no say over the matter sometimes. But the plan is chickadees on Tuesday. So yeah, I hope to see you guys then. Goodbye, everyone. Where'd my thing go? Oh, that is my thing. Nope, wait, thing? Hello. What, the crim? Oh, there we go. Alright, goodbye, everyone.